my get home bag. Everybody should have a get home bag. All right. Boom. Welcome to another Talking Helmet. Hope everybody's having a fantastic virus vacation. I know it's getting rough out there. I know people have lost their jobs, including people in my family. Just hang in there. You know, hopefully everything will be all right after a while. It's got, it's going to get better. It always does. So just hang in there, folks. Just to touch on more of the stuff that was in my last video, and why I'm trying to figure out why my chair ain't rocking back and forth. There we go. To continue with the kind of prepping kind of stuff. If you look back at my EDC video, and you should go and look at it, what I do include in, along with my EDC video, what I carry with me on my body every day, also what I carry in my vehicles every day, okay? Which is a pretty extensive med bag, for one thing. And this, my get home bag. Everybody should have a get home bag, all right? The reason I say that, yes, I'm a truck driver. Sometimes, if something happens where I can no longer proceed in the truck, I got a long ways to go. I could have hundreds and hundreds of miles. So I have a pretty extensive get home bag, okay? I'm not going to go through what's in it because it'll just take entirely too long. And what you need in yours depends on your situation. And you can tell I'm still sick, and if you didn't see at the end of the video, my last video, I do not have the coronavirus. Came back negative for corona, which is good, but I do have a cold. Alright. Now, the reason you need one of these bags is because you just never know. A lot of you may not remember the events of 9/11. Yes, the planes hitting the Twin Towers, the one that hit the Pentagon, the one that crashed into the field there in Pennsylvania. I'm talking, that's bad enough. But I'm talking about the images, you have to look it up on news if you haven't seen it, of the millions of people having to walk home. They shut down New York City and the surrounding areas. All them people that were in New York City, that worked in New York City, that lived outside of New York City, had to walk home. I can remember them images on the news of the bridges just crowded with people walking home, okay? And Katrina, when everybody had to walk to the Superdome, all right, to get to safety and stuff during the Hurricane Katrina. You just never know. That's why you need a get home bag, no matter where you go. Let's put it this way. Say your work is 30 miles from where you live, okay? You get in your car, you drive to work. Now, depending if it's a straight shot or if you got to do some traffic lights or whatever, 15 minutes? 20 minutes for you to get to work if you live 30 miles from your work? Of course, I know if you're like in Dallas or something, that could take you an hour, hour and a half, depending on traffic. But I'm just saying, if you were able to get in your car and drive to work when there wasn't a massive amount of traffic, it'd take you 15, 20 minutes to get there, and that's it. You're good to go. Think about this. The average person walks about 3 miles an hour, okay? Excuse me. And factor in, if you got a little bit of a mid-waist like I do, if you have some knee problems or this, that, there's all kind of things you can factor in where you ain't going to make 3 miles an hour walking, okay? But at 3 miles an hour, it would take you 10 hours to walk that 30 miles. 10 hours. Think about that. If you left your work and started walking 30 miles, it would take you close to 10 hours at 3 miles per hour. Okay? Now, like I said, if you got knee problems, you got this problem, if you're older, if you got to stop and take a rest here and there, it's going to take you longer. Okay? Longer. So, think about that. That's why I have a get home bag right there. because it could take me a long time to get home because I'm a truck driver. That's why when I'm home, I constantly have it in my vehicles. My kids have theirs in their vehicles because 30 miles is 10 hours of walking. If you live 15 miles, obviously it's about 5 hours of walking. Okay? 15 miles. You're like, no, because I go to work every day. Well, you drive to work every day. Or somebody might bicycle to work every day. You do a lot better time on a bicycle than walking. Okay? Average person walks 3 miles per hour. Simple as that. That's why you should always have a get-home bag. And, you know, like I said, if you live 30 miles from work, you don't need an extensive get-home bag like I have, okay? I got a lot of food in there, a lot of dehydrated food and things like that, so I could eat, because I could be, like I said, hundreds of miles away from home if for some reason everything came to a halt like they did in New York City, and I had to walk home, okay? And I got some survival stuff in there, stuff that is in my truck that I also go in there, and stuff that's in here will actually go on me because I have a vest that I'd be wearing, okay? And extra water bottles and stuff like that will go in this pack, all right, that I keep in my big truck at all times. Don't need it in my car because usually I'm not that far from home if I'm using my car. Man, I wish I'd get over this cold. And like I said, you know, I said in the other video, the previous one, if you haven't seen that, go see it. Be prepared. You can buy things, little extra things here and there to get you prepared that you can store up. Okay? Rice, beans, canned goods. You don't have to go buy a buttload of dehydrated food and to make a good survival situation for you and your family. All right? Pick up a little here, a little there, extra. You know, you go buy you know, some soup. Buy extra soup. You go buy like Denny Moore stew and all that stuff. That's good. Buy a couple extra cans. You know, each time you shop, buy a little extra and store that for your family. Now, James Yeager, I'm going to put his link down in the description along with all the rest of the stuff that's in the read more section of this. Just click on, or show more. Click on that. It'll open up some things down there. Our equipment that me and Brad use, our cameras, our helmets, Instagram, our Facebook page, what else? You know, all kind of stuff. Shade Tree Surgeon's channel, because I'm a big fan of him. A couple 2A YouTube channels that I like. And I'm going to put James's link down there, okay? Because right now he's doing a prepping series for beginners. And it's really good. If you've never prepped, go to James Yeager's channel and watch his Prepping for Beginners series. And he's also got one about making bread or something like that. 2 different ones. I can't say the word on here. So you'll see it, okay? And him and another guy that preps sit down and they talk about certain prep things back and forth, some major prepping stuff, all right? It's really good. Go check it out. Hopefully next week, I'll be back on my motorcycle and bring you actual motovlog. I hope. Because we're still on shelter in place or whatever you want to call it. So that's why you're not getting a motovlog. Now, one of the other things that came out is all the gun stores are about selling every gun they have and all the ammo. Folks, it ain't us doing it. And it ain't us that own guns and have ammo buying up the stores. It's people that have never owned guns. Or maybe have owned guns in the past but no longer own guns or something like that. Okay? It's fine. You need to protect yourself. Because it's getting to the point where even the Dallas Police Department have said, we may not come to your call. If you need us, we may not come to your call. So you have to protect yourself. You have to protect your family. You have to protect your neighbors. Okay? And I applaud you for going and buying a gun. But please, please be careful. Understand the basic safety rules about owning a gun and having a gun. Alright? There's plenty of videos on YouTube about that. But I think you need hands-on. That's always the best deal. Someone who can show you all the safety stuff you need to know about owning a gun and having a gun in your home. And just ask around. People will do it. People, if you know somebody that owns guns, and they will be more than happy to show you, all the safety procedures for that. Even me, I am not a certified instructor or anything like that, all right? But if you absolutely had nobody around to show you the safety procedures and how to keep yourself safe and your family safe while having a gun in the house or owning a gun or even carrying it on you, and you ain't got absolutely nobody, leave me a comment, okay? I will do my best to DM you, and I will come and show you. We'll meet up, we'll do something like that. I'll be more than happy to show you the safety procedures and just everything you need to know, basic, to keep yourself and your family safe. Of course, that means in the Central Texas area. I ain't driving hundreds of miles. I'm sorry. It depends on where you're at, okay? So if you live in the Central Texas area and you have absolutely nobody to show you, the safe way to handle a gun and everything else, leave me a message down there. I'll try to DM you, and I'll try my best to somehow get in contact with you to get you some hands-on experience and everything else. All right? And if you are a gun person like me, and it's somebody, check with your people, there's people out there right now who have never touched a gun, own guns now, all right, and the ammo. If anybody comes up and asks you, hey, can you, give me, the safety stuff on this and everything else, the safe practice of owning a gun and all that, please help them out. Don't go off, well, you finally come to our side and all that stuff like that. No, just give them, the safety rules. All the safe handling stuff. That. So pass that knowledge on to them. All right? Pass that knowledge on to them. And it just make everything better. It'll make everything better that way. Well, there you go. Like I said, you need to get you a get-home bag. There's videos out there out the wazoo on them. You need to determine on your own what you're going to need for a get-home bag, depending on what you would have to go through to get home. All right? And how long it would take you. You may just need food and water in your get-home bag. You won't need the stuff that I have in my get-home bag, survival stuff too, as well as getting, the food and the water. I have a bunch of survival stuff in there too. All right? It's not a light bag. All right? Because I could have to go hundreds of miles. So get you a get-home bag. Keep it in your vehicle. And bring it inside your house when you're home, because if you have food in it, you don't want it sitting in your trunk getting extremely hot, or in your car getting extremely hot. And if you're a new gun owner, be careful, please. Like I said, reach out to somebody. Reach out to me if you have to. Get some little bit of hands-on training on the safe operations of that gun. Please. All right? And as always, if you are served or if you're currently serving in our nation's military, let's think of that too, guys, before we get going into that right there. Hey, be sure to thank everybody. Law enforcement, military, everybody, what's going on right now, nurses, doctors, you name it, they are working their butts off right now. Truck drivers are working their butts off trying to get everything stocked back up so you could have things like to wipe your sensitive little hiney with and all kind of stuff like that. They are running their butts off right now, okay, trying to help y'all. Just everybody, all right? Be sure to thank them. You don't have to, go up and shake their hands because you don't want to do that right now. But, a thank you will be fine, all right? They're working hard for us. Trying to, keep us well, respond to the calls, and keep themselves well as getting the freight back on the shelves in the stores. There's a whole bunch of stuff. All the restaurants and everybody that are trying to stay open and running, takeout and delivery and pickup and everything else, patronize them if you can. I know not everybody can right now, but if you can, get out there and patronize them. Alright, let's start this again. If you have served or if you're currently serving our nation's military, if you're a firefighter, EMS, first responder, special law enforcement, appreciate everything you and your family have done and the sacrifices y'all have made. Ladies, flash a stranger today. Boom.